There is a critical water supply shortage on St. Kitts, with some communities severely affected. A couple of weeks ago, the St. Kitts Water Department had issued a warning to persons to conserve water as the water supply was critically low. As of this week, some households in the St. Peter's Parish have been without water since Monday, prompting the St. Kitts Water Services Department to truck water into those affected communities. Sean Greenaway, Inspector of Water Quality at the St. Kitts Water Department, speaking on ZIZ radio show The Water Line on Wednesday, described the gravity of the situation and encouraged households to conserve water.
Well, basically right now we have the situation of the drought that is occurring. So some folks might realize at times when they turn on the taps, there's no drinking water. For one, that's because of the situation we're in. We're not receiving enough rain, so we find that we have to run some of our wells like 24 hours a day. And with that, it could result in a situation of us over-pumping. What I mean by over-pumping a well, we find that when we do our tests, we find at times that the water is a bit salty or brackish. So that suggests to us that we're having what is called saltwater intrusion. And you do not want to have salt water pumping in your well. Reason being, if you continue pump salt water, you find that your wells, the water will turn over. We say turnover. So the fresh water would actually go to the bottom and the salt water will come on top. And that would result in the well no longer be able to use. So for instance, you have spent millions of dollars producing a well, digging a well, having it to production, and you find that that well is no longer able to use. So for that reason, sometimes you find that we'll have to shut off the well for maybe 24 hours just for that the water, the fresh water, could build back up, and then we could continue pumping again.
Drought-like conditions over the past several years, characterized by a decline in rainfall activity in the Caribbean and most specifically in St. Kitts and Nevis, have been largely blamed on the result of climate change activities. Andre Huey, Skn Newsline.
Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris was dismissive of concerns raised by People's Action Movement leader, Sean Richards, regarding the new correctional facility being built using revenues from the Citizenship by Investment program. Speaking at the launch of the People's Labour Party constituency office in Sandy Point on Tuesday, Dr. Harris questioned the actions of Mr. Richards and Premier Mark Brantley.
They got something big. They got something to talk about. And the two desperate men in Mark Brantley and Lazy Sean Richards hold a press conference. They say they might talk about a prison. But what is that? Here, Sean. The prison costs $2.25 billion, Mumusan. Mumusan, chatting those silliness, contrary to what the disturbed Mark Brantley is saying, and Puppet Sean, about this can cost us 2.25. Tell them, not 1 cent of government money is going to that.
The new correctional facility is attracting some attention after Mr. Richards went on the site of the new prison and questioned via social media the urgency and cost of the project.
When you're looking to sell, buy, rent, or manage a property, your answer has to be Diamond Real Estate and Management St. Kitts, Dreams. They provide oversight of real estate and physical property in St. Kitts and Nevis, perform regular maintenance, utility payments, and safety checks to ensure your property is well kept. Dreams manages and optimizes your rental listing, recruits tenants, and much more. Looking to sell that parcel of land or property, or dreaming of owning your own? Trust Dreams under the leadership and experience of its CEO, Velma Merchant. Many can attest to her professionalism and customer service. Diamond Real Estate Managements and Kits. Call 663-7326 or visit their office at 15 Shadwell Industrial Estate, making your real estate dreams come true.
The Skn Newsline website now offers you more news. Log on to www.sknnewsline.com for local, regional, and international news. You can also watch the latest newscast and keep abreast with news in sports, all from sknnewsline.com. That's www.sknnewsline.com. News at your fingertips.
When visiting St. Martin, you want clean, affordable accommodations. You need Midtown Hotel in the heart of Phillipsburg, a place where you can relax, take a stroll on Great Bay Beach, and that provides you easy access to great shopping. Midtown Motel, located on Front Street, Phillipsburg, St. Martin. Call Midtown Motel at 721-542-0614 and book your stay today. Come get your fresh smoothie at Mastermix Smoothie in Bastyr at 2 locations, the Bastyr Public Market or under the arch at the National Museum. Get a fresh, all-natural, healthy and tasty smoothie with flavors of your choice. Mastermix Smoothie knows the flavors that you like and mixes it all up for you the way you want it. Mastermix Smoothie, 2 locations, the Bastyr Public Market or under the arch at the National Museum. Mastermix Smoothie, always the real thing, always smoothie.
Nestled between evergreen mountains and the Caribbean Sea on the island of St. Kitts is the Mill House Guest House and Convention Center. With breathtaking views, a rugged, beautiful shoreline, and immaculate manicured gardens make this the perfect location for your holiday, event, or wedding. With a large convention center, apartments with balconies providing stunning views, and a secluded cottage for larger family groups or honeymooning couples looking for some privacy. We have something for everyone. Book your stay at www.millhouseskn.com or visit our Facebook page, the Mill House Guest House and Convention Center, an oasis of tranquility.
There are still unanswered questions regarding the project to construct a new correctional facility, using the alternative investment option of the CBI program. This, despite a media appearance by Chief Executive Officer, CEO, of the program Les Khan on Monday. In an effort to respond to statements about the cost of the project, Mr. Khan, while on Ambassador Ian Patch's Lybird's radio show Straight Talk, spoke to the number of shares being allocated for the project.
There's an assumption here that 2.2 billion EC dollars is being taken away from the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. There is no $2.2 billion. There's 5,000, 5,500, whatever the number is in terms of the number of shares that have been allocated to assist the developer in recovering their investment. Now, to quote a number like $2.2 billion is basically misleading in the sense that it's assuming that the developer is selling at $175,000. Now, the difference between the privately funded and the state-owned, the privately funded is at $200,000. The state-owned is at $175,000 for a family of 4. In both initiatives, 2 things happen, or 1 thing happens. One is that the developer, regardless of which side of the fence it is, pays government fees. So if we were to truly look at the new correctional facility and we look at how much money the country would actually get from that, it would be hundreds of millions of US dollars, multiply that by 2.6. So, and that would be over a period of 1, 2, 3 years, whatever it takes for the developer to be able to sell those, let's call it unit of investments, because they're not really shares.
But Mr. Khan did not say definitely how much the project is expected to raise. He did, however, note that the talk about the project is having a negative impact on the CBI program.
The clients, the agents are paying particular attention. They always listen and respond to what is going on in the country. And we've done a good job so far to reassure them and to ensure that they continue to send their applications here. But this is a very sensitive market, very competitive. And when the noise that we're hearing is played out, it's given ammunition to our competition to use that information to leverage and gain market share. And this is an issue that we have to contend with and we have to fight.
Discussion on the construction of the correctional facility came to the fore in recent days, after the issue was raised by leader of the People's Action Movement, PAM, Sean Richards. Both he and the Concerned Citizens Movement leader Premier Mark Brantley believe the project is not a priority at this time. They also allege impropriety in relation to the planned construction of the facility.
PMCM is pushing back on unfair, undemocratic, and fiscally irresponsible policies. That is why we are calling on the Harris administration to immediately halt the $2.4 billion Harris prison project and begin a period of national consultation with the people who elected you into office to represent their interest.
Mr. Khan noted that alternative investment option allows the country to acquire an infrastructural asset that it would not have been able to finance over a period of time. CEO Khan further stressed that neither the government nor the people of St. Kitts and Nevis pay for new state infrastructure, but benefit from its construction. But critics argue that the facility is still costing the public as the funds are derived from the sale of passports. I am Billy Joey reporting for Skn Newsline.
Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris was dismissive of concerns raised by People's Action Movement leader, Sean Richards, regarding the new correctional facility being built using revenues from the Citizenship by Investment program. Speaking at the launch of the People's Labour Party constituency office in Sandy Point on Tuesday, Dr. Harris questioned the actions of Mr. Richards and Premier Mark Brantley.
They got something big. They got something to talk about. And the two desperate men in Mark Brantley and Lazy Sean Richards hold a press conference. They say they might talk about a prison. But what is that? Here, Mumushan, the prison costs $2.25 billion. Mumushan. Mumushan. Chatting those silliness contrary to what the disturbed Mark Brantley is saying, and Puppet Sean about this can cost us 2.25. Tell them not 1 cent of government money is going to that.
The new correctional facility is attracting some attention after Mr. Richards went on the site of the new prison and questioned via social media the urgency and cost of the project.
If you're looking for a place to host that special event, conference, meeting, social event, party, whatever the occasion, your best option is the Millhouse Convention Center in Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Located on the picturesque Garvey's Estate, the Millhouse Guest House Convention Center has enough space for outdoor events overlooking the Caribbean Sea. If you're looking indoors, the center is equipped with amenities needed to make your event a success. And by combining both spaces, you're sure to have a memorable event, no matter the occasion. Call the offices at Millhouse Guest House and Convention Center to book your next event on simply the most beautiful place in St. Kitts. Call 668-1392. Millhouse Convention Center at Garvey's Estate, Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Making your event memorable. It's the new and improved Skn Newsline Android mobile app. With the Skn Newsline app, you can watch your news reports, the Skn Newsline Newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search Skn Newsline, and download the app today. The Skn Newsline mobile app. News on the go.
An open interactive event can be described as
tremendous, effective,
on par with any conference around the world.
From exhibitions to trade shows, corporate events to product launches, from press events to political functions. We are the secret sauce behind events that make you go, wow. We've staged multiple world-class events in the Caribbean and developed the skill to deliver quality in every detail, whether the event is live or fully virtual, or maybe even somewhere in between. At Open Interactive, we got your events covered. Get your free quotation today at www.madebyopen.com.
St. Lucians woke up to heavy rainfall Monday morning, prompting the closure of schools island-wide and an explanation from the St. Lucia Meteorological Services. Director of the St. Lucia Met Services, Andre Joyer, said though the island expected the passage of the tropical wave, he did not anticipate the weather event to affect the island as severely as it did. Joyer said the island is expecting 4 more weather systems in the coming days. The first of these systems is expected to develop to a tropical depression late 28th June, Tuesday.
This is the first of 4 tropical waves. We actually have another one which is expected to affect us on Tuesday night into Wednesday, and this one is showing signs of development and could become a depression by Tuesday.
Joyer indicated that Tuesday's system is expected to produce up to 3 inches of rain and warned that flooding would be imminent.
We expected about 35 knots and about between 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. So based on the rainfall that we got today or last night into today, and this system coming in on Tuesday, we are expecting some flooding to take place.
At a press briefing today, Deputy Director of St. Lucia's National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, Maria Maida, encouraged St. Lucians to take precautionary measures for the upcoming 24-hour weather forecast.
We urge St. Lucians to take precautions. We do note that the soil is saturated, and we will be experiencing some more rain come next 24 hours. We would like, at NEMO, the residents to ensure that you clear your drains. A lot of drains have been clogged, and that is causing quite a lot of flooding. So we would urge residents, even as a community, it may not affect you, but it would affect your community, to assist with clearing of those drains.
Maida urged the public to follow official publications from the Met Services and NEMO.
We would like the residents to follow the official communication coming out of the St. Lucia Met Services or NEMO. If you have any questions or queries, you can call us at NEMO 452-3802 or 468-2126.
With waves forecasted to reach as high as 4 meters, residents of low-lying areas prone to flooding are advised to stay alert.
In the event that we need to sound those sirens to alert the public that there is something major happening, we can do so from our end. We have sensitized the public. We have had simulations in the past in these 3 communities, so the residents are aware of the sounds and what they need to do.
This is the 7th consecutive year that projections have indicated an above-average hurricane season. The expected number of named storms range from 18 to 20. Chelsea Austinay, NBC Prime.
In a desperate appeal for calm, President Irfan Ali met with angry protesters who claim they were victims of a massive looting and destruction exercise as a result of the protest action which erupted on Tuesday morning at Golden Grove, East Coast, Demerara, over the shooting of Quindam Bacchus, who was recently laid to rest. A number of vendors at the Monrepo Market say they were robbed of cash and beaten by the protesters who trekked from Golden Grove, creating barricades along the main thoroughfare. They also claim that their vehicles vehicles and other personal properties were severely damaged by the demonstrators who called for the police officer who allegedly shot Bacchus to face the full force of the law. During a visit at the Monrepo market, tensions and emotions ran high as residents expressed the intent to retaliate against their alleged aggressors. President Irfan Ali, in a bid to quell the angry and frustrated residents, gave assurance that persons who contributed to the chaos will face the consequences.
What the intellectual authors want.
I understand.
They want this. They want race war.
They want it.
Let us not give them that satisfaction.
Must be smart.
Let us
That's
not.
what they want.
I understand. Let us not give them that satisfaction. Let us see this as an injustice.
They're using
every
opportunity.
Whether it was done against Portuguese, Chinese, African, Indian, what they did today is an injustice. It's a wrong, and they have to be brought to justice.
The president added too that the agents of destruction are seeking to derail the country from development. At Buxton, the atmosphere was a bit more placid as the residents asked the president about the holdup in the police providing an update into the murder of Bacchus.
The police also said it. The police complaint authority is supervising the investigation. I called this morning the commissioner, I called the chairman. They assured me that the report will be finished early next week, hopefully on Monday.
I'll be honest with you, right?
No, but you gotta wait until the report finishes.
Yeah, other cases happen and you don't have to wait so long to report.
Here now, let us give them until Monday to finish the release.
Meanwhile, a statement from the APNU-AFC has condemned all acts of violence and criminality. Such acts, according to the coalition, only serve to undermine and distract from the legitimate aims of the protest action. The party also reaffirmed the rights of citizens to engage in peaceful protests in their fight for justice, liberty, and equality, and called on law enforcement officers and ranks to exercise restraint and good judgment. Unnecessary and excessive force will only exacerbate an already volatile situation, the opposition reminded. It is estimated that more than 1,000 protesters gathered Tuesday to rail against the police's alleged release of the prime suspect in Bacchus's murder, who is also a member of the Gayle police force. News broke on Monday night that the suspect was placed on open arrest, confined to a police facility. Tamika Rodner reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Hotter, for longer, more often, and in more unusual places, heat waves are being intensified by climate change. As people across Asia and Europe suffer the consequences of record high temperatures, scientists say new attribution studies prove heat waves are driven by man-made temperature increases.
We have so many more heat waves. We have heat waves in Europe, and we have heat waves in Saudi Arabia at the moment. We have heat waves in China right now. We have heat waves in the US. And this is exactly what sort of the review paper also shows. We just see the frequency of heat waves has gone up so much. So this is very much, we don't need to do attribution studies on every single one of them because we know already that climate change is a key driver here.
As extreme weather events from scorching temperatures to torrential rains cause widespread death and destruction, researchers tried to identify the influence of climate change on individual weather events going back 20 years. In the last 3 months, monsoon rains unleashed disastrous flooding in Bangladesh, killing dozens and displacing 4.5 million people, while prolonged drought has left millions on the brink of famine in East Africa. While the same analyses of these events don't draw a direct link with climate change, it is still a factor.
We know generally things like rainfall are getting more extreme. That's kind of generally true, but it's a little more nuanced. But we have seen across the world a lot of serious and very damaging floods become more likely due to climate change.
What the study highlights is that despite heat waves killing 157,000 people worldwide between 2000 and 2020, some countries still don't monitor them or even agree how to define them. There's not enough information coming from lower and middle income countries, and the economic impact on productivity, infrastructure and property often goes unmeasured, and health consequences unnoticed. In Tokyo, currently experiencing the worst heat wave since 1875, electricity demand is outstripping supply, threatening power outages. But while climate change is a key driver, it's not the reason many of these extreme weather events turn into catastrophes, say scientists. But high poverty rates, poor infrastructure and crumbling healthcare systems, which must factor into future disaster prevention strategies. Charlie Angela, Al Jazeera.
Mantap inched one step closer to top the Skn Division 1 table when they came from 2 goals down to draw with Elko Limited Security Forces on Tuesday. In the highly anticipated matchup at the Warner Park, Security Forces FC took a 1-0 halftime lead when Daniel Francis scored in the 4th minute. After the break, Security Forces doubled their lead when again Francis pounced on a defensive error to score in the 48th minute. It seems the Security Forces were going to deny Mantap a win and top the table in their last match of the regular season, but goals from Jaquan Liebert and Kamel French in the 54th and 74th minutes, respectively, ensured Mantap shared the spoils and stopped Security Forces from topping the table. Mantap will have a chance to finish top of the table when they face Molineux in their last match of the regular season on Saturday. Coach Vaughn Patrick of Mantap said while he wanted a win, he is satisfied with a point.
Yes, the win would have been better. It would have cemented us firmly on the top of the table, but a draw. We will take the draw. As I said before the game, I told my guys, we just go, play hard. We have a next game still, so we will take the point that we came with, and it would put us in a good position still because we have one more game, and hopefully we win that one and move up to the top of the table.
He highlighted the importance of Mantap topping the table so they can get a slightly easier start in the Final Four playoffs. He also expects Mantap to defeat Molineux on Saturday to seal their top 1 finish.
This is very important in terms of you would play the team that ranked 4th first, so you will get basically an easy game to start with, and going into a playoffs. The first game, first win always vital to get the momentum going and to keep the guys physically focused and ready for the next challenge. Well, it's very positive. Not to say it's Molineux, so it would be a win if they will show up and we will get to capitalize on our goal scoring chances.
Mantap faced Molineux at the Warner Park at 3 p.m. in the final match of the First Division regular season.
It's a great feeling to actually have a trophy named off the universe boss. It's something fantastic, and I'm really and truly looking forward to it. I'm sure the guys are going to be excited. Is this for real? You know, a trophy name of Chris Gayle? Yeah, yes, it's happening, so I'm really happy about it, and it's good for branding as well. The mystery ball, I'm looking forward to all of it, to be honest with you. You know, you hit 2 sixes in the first 2 overs, you get a free power play. So all these things I'm looking forward to. It's good, it keeps the game alive, to keep them involved as well. You don't want to be one-sided, just the men's are only one playing. So it's actually good to have the women's, taking part in such initiative. So I'm happy for them. I love St. Kitts, always love St. Kitts, even before cricket, from a point of view. But it's actually cricket get me there. But I just fell in love with the country because of the quietness. It's so calm there. Some nice beach bars, fantastic people as well. And of course, that's where, I met my girlfriend, Natasha, and, my child actually reside there as well. So St. Kitts is a place to be. The cricket stadium, it's small. It's very entertaining, can be very entertaining there as well. So a lot of things to look forward to when you play in St. Kitts or when you visit St. Kitts. Yeah, the T10. I'm going for the shorter format this year, to be honest with you, because September is my birthday and CPL kind of clash. So CPL kind of clash with my birthday as well, and I want to keep a birthday party. Seeing it, I'm going to be 43, so I want to actually have some fun time. So I don't mind missing CPL this year, and come back next year. Yeah, I'll leave that to the people, because, when you look at the legacy part of things, I'll let the people choose and they can have their perspective. I'm sure if Chris Gayle is supposed to die today, the legacy will be so huge, so phenomenal, but I won't hear it while I'm still alive, so I'll let the people decide my legacy and they can say what they think, and, based on what I've pretty much achieved as well, so they can give their perspective, but yeah, it's a living legend pretty much. So it's not me for getting into details like, the legacy, the legacy will always live on.
Welcome to the Skn Newsline Weather Report. I am Janil Bull. Here is a look at the forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. For a more detailed weather report, visit our website at www.sknnewsline.com.